Shalom, this brother Rod coming to you with another GMS on the go. Before I move forward, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us 100% truth according to the Bible. And a double shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the truth to the best of their ability, regardless of whom here forbears. These videos we do are only for the hopeful elect, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And I did a video, the last video I did was on be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. And I just want to do an extension of a video called Obey, which ties into being ye doers of the word and not hearers only, because when you go into the word, when you go into the definition of be ye doers, it links back to obeying the statute, laws, and commandments. So that definition of the word obey is heavy. When you go into the definition obey, it reads comply with the command, direction, or request of a person or a law. Submit to the authority of. Do what someone says. Carry out someone's orders. Comply with, adhere to, observe, abide by, act in accordance with, conform to, respect, follow, keep, stick to, behave in accordance with a general principle, natural law. So all those are definitions of obey. It's a heavy word. So the first precept I want to bring out is Sirach chapter 2 verse 15. It reads, "They that fear the Lord will not disobey His word." And who are they? The hopeful elect. All right, because 2/3 of our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're not going to obey the statute, laws, and commandments. You're not going to comply with, as some of the definitions say. You're not going to adhere to. You're not going to abide or respect the statute, laws, and commandments. Right? Only the hopeful elect, which are the ones that fear the Lord first and foremost, because fearing the Lord is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom, which the knowledge and wisdom of these scriptures. All right? So it reads the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 15. They that fear the Lord would not disobey His word. And what's the word? These scriptures, man. The scriptures that was written for our learning. All right? The ones that fear the Lord is not going to disobey His word. All right? And it reads on, and they that love Him will keep His ways. If you go into 1 John 5 and 3, and I'm paraphrasing, it goes to say that, the scriptures goes to say that, if you love me, you keep the statute, laws, and commandments. All right? Or Salaki, this is the love of the Most High, that ye keep the statute, laws, and commandments. All right? So if you love the Lord, and the scriptures say you're going to keep the statute, laws, and commandments. All right? And those are the ones that are keeping His way, the ones that fear the Lord, first and foremost, which is the hopeful elect. Next precept I want to bring out is the book of St. James, chapter 1, verse 22. And I know I brought this out in the last video, but as I mentioned before, it ties in together just to be further edifying. And some of these scriptures, we bring out very often, but, we like to be edifying as possible and try to keep it simple as well. First, the book of St. James, chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word. All right. And as I mentioned before, being a doer is obeying the statute, laws, and commandments, which is the word, and not hearers only. So you ain't just hearing the word and being cheerleaders, to the men on the highways and byways, because the Lord got His men set up. All right, starting with the apostles and elders of GMS on down, on the highways and byways, in season, out of season. You got some brothers go out on Saturdays, some brothers go out on Sundays. All right, some brothers go out during the week. And then the men are pushing videos every week. All right? So you're hearing the word, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but you don't want to be doers. You don't want to obey the statute, laws, and commandments. It reads on, deceiving your own selves. So the book of St. James, chapter 1, verse 22, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. You're not deceiving anyone but your own self. The Lord knows if you're obeying Him or not. The Lord knows if you are complying with His law. All right. The Lord knows if you are adhering to or honoring and respecting him. The Lord knows if you love him. All right. And as we mentioned, the book of First John says, I'm going to bring that out. Because our people always yelling they love the Lord. Let's see what the scriptures say love means. The book of First John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. All right, we're not complaining about keeping his commandments. So if you love the Lord, you're gonna keep his statute, laws, and commandments to the best of your ability. All right. So the book of St. James chapter 1 verse 22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Let me get on Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 4. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 4 reads, Ye shall walk after the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call God and Jesus, your power, and fear him. And you notice you see fear very often in these scriptures that we bring out, in terms of be doers of the word or obeying the Lord, because the ones that are keeping the statute, laws, and commandments to the best of their ability are the ones who have the spirit of fear. The Lord put the spirit of fear on them. All right, because fear is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. So I'm going to read from the top, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 4. Ye shall walk after the Lord your power, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice. How are you obeying his voice? By keeping the statute, laws, and commandments. All right, complying with, respecting and honor, adhering to the law. And ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him. Yeah, so the ones that are fearing the Lord, first and foremost, are the ones that are going to obey and comply with the statute, laws, and commandments, which are the ones that are going to cleave to the Lord. All right? And of course, in this society, you can't keep every law, because, you know, you got people like the IUIC camp, you know, saying, where's your fringes? Where's your fringes? Always looking for fringes. But in this society, you can't wear fringes to work. You can't keep the statute, laws, and commandments perfectly, but you try to. And that's why we wear, you know, our garments when we do videos. Wear our garments when we're on the highways and byways. We're doing it to the best of our ability, right? Like, you can't keep the statute, laws, and commandments perfectly, all right? But we try. We try in this society, all right? But when we get in the kingdom, we'll keep the statute, laws, and commandments to a T. All right, the Lord's going to put it in our inward parts. So the book of Job, chapter 36, verse 11. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity. Let's look up that word prosperity, right? Because scriptures say if you obey, if they would obey him, and they are talking about the nation, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So if so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans obey the Lord, it reads, Salaki, if they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity. If you go into the definition of prosperity, it says success, profitable, affluent, wealthy, ease, plenty, plenteous, Salakia, comfort, secured, well-being, milk and honey. So if we would have kept the statute, laws, and commandments as a nation, we would be living prosperous right now. Yeah, we got some of our people who are wealthy in this society that are part of the nation of Israel. All right, that's either a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. Yeah, but as a nation, we're suffering. We're not rich. We're not profitable. We're not successful. We're not in the land of milk and honey. We're under these devils' rulership. All right, we're poor. We're the first ones fired. All right, last ones hired. All right, you know, hands up, don't shoot. All right, we're not secured. All right, we're not well off. We're not living in luxury. We're not successful. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans barely got a pot to piss in, man. As a nation of people, yeah, we got some people that are part of the nation of Israel who are doing better than others, who may be considered to be wealthy. But I damn sure don't believe that they are comfortable. All these taxes we got to pay on these devils' rulership. So as a nation of people, we are not living prosperous, which goes to say that as a nation of people, we didn't obey the statute, laws, and commandments, and this is the result of it. The book of Job, chapter 36, verse 11. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. Verse 12. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword. And the sword is any killing instrument. Are not people perishing by the sword, being shot down by the cops in it day in, day out? Are not people killing each other? Brother turning an evil eye against another brother. Are not people dying every day by high blood pressure, gout, heart attacks, and cancer? Why? Because our people didn't want to obey the Lord. They didn't want to keep the statute, laws, and commandments to the best of their ability. And the men of the Lord who've been brought into the truth, we were going off and sinning too. Which we thank the Lord for choosing us and putting on on our spirit to fear the Lord first and foremost, and to obey Him to the best of our ability. And that's why we're receiving mercy. All right, the Lord is giving us loving kindness right now. All right, the Lord is giving us loving kindness. All right, and ultimately we want to be part of the elect and receive salvation and get beamed up in the chariots and be delivered from the destruction of America. All right, but the Lord has put on our spirit to obey Him, but we were going off. All right, and as a nation, we all went off. Right, but the Lord is waking up His men, His people. All right, and hopefully we'll be part of the elect. So the book of Job, chapter 36, verse 12. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword. So that goes to show that our people didn't obey. We didn't obey. All right, we didn't obey. We didn't keep statute, laws, commandments to the best of our ability. We didn't comply and respect the Lord, in which the Lord told us that if we obey, we would be prosperous. We would be wealthy, affluent. We'd be ruling the earth right now. If we would have kept the statute, laws, and commandments, we'd be secure. All right, secure in the Lord protecting us. And it reads on, and they shall die without knowledge. And that's a lot of our people are dying without knowledge. Our people are dropping like flies, man. Each and every day because they don't have any fear, and which they're not they're not obeying the Lord, not keeping the statute, laws, and commandments. Our people are dying not knowing that they're the children of the Lord. They're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Our people are dying not knowing who our power is, not knowing the color of the Lord, not knowing not knowing that Yahushai is a so-called black man, not knowing that Cesare Borgia is Jesus Christ, who the wicked is pushing as an image to say that that's Jesus, ultimately, which we know the real name is Yahushua. Right? They're dying not having the knowledge of knowing these things. They're dying dropping like flies, not realizing that salvation is coming. That there's the good news that the elect is going to be beamed up, and that they could be part of it if they obeyed the law. All right. So our people are dying without knowledge. So last scripture I want to bring out is I want to bring out two more scriptures. Jeremiah 7:23. It reads, but this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that may be well with you. Yeah, if we would have kept the statute, laws, and commandments, it would have been well with us, but it's not well with us, right? Now that the Lord has waking up, the hopeful elect, it's getting better. We're seeing this kingdom falling, and the Lord is having mercy on, you know, 1/3, 144,000, the hopeful elect, right? So is things are turning to be well for us, Lord willing, we some of those men, right? But it hasn't been going well for us in the last, well, been years, 400, 500 years in captivity under these devils. It hasn't been well with us because we didn't obey the voice, the Lord's voice, which is the scriptures. We didn't obey the scriptures that was written for our learning. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you. So it was a commandment to keep the statute, laws, and commandments. It was a commandment to be righteous. It was a commandment to be a doer of the word and obey the voice, that it may be well with you. So it's not going well with us. We're not prosperous. We're first one's fired, last one's hired. All right, but things are going to change. The Lord is having mercy on his people. I can't emphasize that enough, because that is a blessing for the Lord to wake his people up. You know, the hopeful elect, and he's not waking 2/3 of his people. Only the 1/3 hopeful and the hopeful elect. All right. All right, and so the Lord is having mercy on us. All right, because he could have punished us more than he did. All right, he punished us less than what our iniquities deserved. Subject to Ezra 9 and 13. All right, and the last scripture I want to bring out, just to hit it home, is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. It reads, then Peter and the apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than man. And that speaks for itself, man. We ought to comply with the Most High, obey the voice of the Lord, which the Lord is speaking us through his men, all right, using the scriptures as a guideline. So it's important for us to obey the Most High rather than man, all right? Obeying man will have you living in hell, man. Have you, being shot down. First one's fired, last one's hired. Have you out here just receiving judgment left and right, like our people are receiving, man. All right, because they didn't want to obey the Lord. They want to obey man. They want to follow behind these devils, man. All right, all these heathens, man. Starting with the so-called white man who's in rulership. Our people want to follow behind, Esau, the so-called white man, and celebrate these pagan holidays. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Valentine's Day, their birthday. All right, so they are obeying man rather than the Lord. All right, and that's why the Lord is sending out judgment amongst his people. All right, so the definition of obey reads to comply with, to adhere to submit to the authority of. All right, comply with the commandment, direction, or request of. Perform, carry out. Our people don't want to do any of those things. Our people don't want to obey. But the scriptures say, Acts 5 and 29, then Peter and the apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than man. And that's simply said. So with that being said, before I close out, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us 100% truth according to the Bible. And a double shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the truth to the best of their ability. Shalom.